Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm going to start off the show talking about the Sean McVay rumors. I know some people are already sick of talking about it, but the reality is this is a really big deal if you're a Rams fan of what happens, whether you want Sean McVay gone, whether you want him to stay, whether you want him to take a 1-year sabbatical, whatever, regardless of your opinion, the Sean McVay answer of if he's coming back or not is a huge, huge, huge issue for Rams fan right now that we talk a lot about. So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen because sharing is caring. So this article on the Rams Wire, again by Cameron De Silva, friend of the show, said Sean McVay hasn't given any indication which way he's leaning as he mulls retirement. But perhaps the tea leaves can tell us what might be coming. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, McVay is letting coaches from his staff pursue opportunities with other teams without resistance. In other words, he won't block them from taking a job with another team, even if it's for the same position they currently hold in Los Angeles. Teams are allowed to block coaches from lateral moves like the Rams did with Jonathan Cooley last year, but McVay won't do that, given his current situation and uncertainty. The first real sign that McVay might not return to the Rams in 2023. So yeah, this is Jerry Fowler's tweet here. I meant to go. This is actually on Twitter. This is the tweet yesterday. So Jeremy Fowler is an insider for ESPN, where he talks about just that, we already know that Liam Cohen, the Rams offensive coordinator, is leaving for the University of Kentucky. And now we kind of knew that before yesterday, but yesterday became official. Now, what we'll be telling is of a lot of the other Rams coaches get opportunities with other teams or college jobs. Maybe that's more of a sign that the Rams' internal coaching staff doesn't believe that Sean McVay is coming back. Because if Sean McVay isn't coming back and they're going to get a new head coach, that leaves some uncertainty. That new head coach might want to bring in, their own personnel. They might want to bring in, the guys for their position that they kind of know, right? The NFL is a very relational league that way. So definitely something to, consider that is a sign. Other than that, we everything else is pure speculation. I know I would caution anyone who's following this story when you're listening to the big personalities on, ESPN or on NBC, I just think of like Mike Florio. He has some pretty hot takes in regard to Sean McVay. He's kind of always had it out for him, it seems like. And so I caution anyone who's following this story to, kind of have a bit of a filter of like, okay, is this a hot take? Journalist just, knows this is a trending topic and they have to talk about it and, create, controversy, things like that, where we have to have a bit of a rational discord here in regards to this. The reality is Sean McVay has not said he's coming back, but he also hasn't said he's not coming back. I lean in the camp. It's 50-50. He's being mature. He's taking time away. And I'm okay with him taking that time. I would much rather he take that time. And if he is coming back, maybe it's working through what changes need to be made next year, right? The reality is we have like 25 free agents that Sean McVay has helped coach, helped develop. I'm sure those personnel decisions weigh on him because we can't bring them all back. Are we going to be able to bring back, some of the players that he's kind of handpicked, like backups, Bryce Perkins and John Wolford, backup quarterbacks that McVay has helped develop a lot in his tenure as a head coach. Both of them are free agents, and they kind of, the reality is they kind of underperformed in the backup role this year. So, and there were a number of players that the Rams have drafted recently that haven't really panned out this year. So, are those personnel decisions going to affect his decision? Does he want to be the guy to be like, all right, we got some tough choices to make, and I'm going to be the one to make some of those choices. I don't know. And I'm not saying he's not going to be that. This is, again, pure speculation. But he's a coach that has done well enough that I'm happy to give him that time he needs, right? Now, like any fan, I don't want him waiting at months on months on months, because the reality is there's a coaching hiring cycle going on right now, and especially it starts January 17th. So, are the Rams going to be in on some of those? Like, if McVay leaving, does that take us out of the running for some of the bigger name head coaches like Sean Payton or Jim Harbaugh? I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that Sean McVay has been a really good coach for the Rams. And he's someone that, because he is younger and he was hired when he was 30 years old, he's not like a lot of other head coaches that, they get a head coaching job and they have kids, they have a wife, they've figured out how to make it part of that life, right? Where McVay, like, he just got married last year. He said he's wanted to start a family before, and maybe it's hard to do that with the way that he approaches head coaching. So perhaps it's Sean McVay needs to find a new pattern, a new way of doing head coaching that he's been doing in order to be sustainable. And that might start with finding, a new offensive coordinator, someone that he can delegate a lot of things to. And yeah, I'm really curious to know what happens with Sean McVay. You can always be watching this channel and many other great Rams content creators. We're all as curious as everyone who watches any of our content. What is going to happen with Sean McVay? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, because we want to hear from you.